This is Chris with Dive Zone Scuba for another technical diving tips, techniques, and trips video. Most dive boats that offer 2 and 3 tank dive trips during the day don't allow you to use the same luggage you transported your dive gear in to take your gear on the boat. Large pieces of luggage simply take up too much space on the dive boat. Instead, a lot of divers transport their gear to the boat using a mesh bag. What do you do if you don't have a mesh bag? Well, you can use what I call the Jamaican Method. I call it the Jamaican Method because that's where I was introduced to it. This method allows you to transport all your dive gear to the boat in one easily handled package. So here's what the complete Jamaican Method looks like. On the left, I have the Jamaican Method being used with a plate in the wing, and on the right with a conventional Bcd Jacket. What we have in each one of these is we have the BCD, we have a set of fins, a mask, a snorkel, and a regulator set. So in a lot of Caribbean destinations, you would wear your boots and possibly the lower half of your wetsuit on the way to the boat, so that would have everything that you would need to go to do your dive. One of the things about using this method is if you are renting gear from the dive operator, there are very few dive operators who will actually give you a mesh bag in order to carry your gear, so this Jamaican Method comes in quite handy if you are going that route. So what we're going to do in the next video clip is we're going to go through the process of setting up both the jacket style and the plate and wing to this assembled unit. So we're going to start with the conventional Bcd Jacket first. If you do rent your gear at a local dive center, destination dive center, this is most likely what you're going to be getting. And so the first step, and I'm sure there are variations on this, the first step is to take your fins and put your fins in the center. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my mask and my snorkel inside the fin pocket in order to protect it. I'm going to stick that in the center, and then I'm going to coil the regulator set and put that somewhere in the center as well. You want to make sure that it doesn't stick out too much. All right, so now we're going to do some things here that will get this thing set up. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to release the shoulder straps, and what we're going to do is we're going to cross them over. So of course you have to have releasable shoulder straps to do this. Most recreational BCDs have that, and you might have to loosen up the straps a little bit to do this and then tighten them again, because you want this to be tight. Okay, so you want to crank that down as much as you can, and then you want to take your cummerbund, close your cummerbund, and then you also want to connect the waist strap and then tighten that down as well. Okay, so we're not quite done with this yet. The last step in order to do this is to take the inflator and to inflate the BCD manually, and what this does is it makes the whole package tighter so things are less likely to slip out. Okay, so I've got that pretty good. I'm going to tuck this back in out of the way and crank this down if I can a little bit more. Okay, so we have the whole package here, and now you can grab the package and it'll be one piece, and you can transport it and you can go onto the boat and have all your gear set up. So that's how you do it with the jacket style BCD. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what do you do if you're going to be using a plate and a wing. So this is going to be the Jamaican method used with a typical plate and wing. This is the plate and wing that we use in our instructional program. It's just a regular Mari's version of this. Our plate and wing is modified slightly by the use of adjustable buckles. The way this comes originally is without adjustable buckles, and I understand that they now have a version out with that, with the adjustable buckles. Alright, so since one of the reasons that we are able to obtain a certain amount of rigidity with this package, making it tight, is because we're inflating the bladder. So if you have a plate and a wing, obviously you're not going to have that if you have the plate and the wing upright. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip it over, and we're going to release the buckles, and we're going to flip it over. So what this does for us is it allows us to utilize the bladder in order to make this package tight. So I'm going to dump a little bit of that. Okay, so I have my 2 tank bands here, and I'm going to put my fins again on top of this like that, and I'm going to take my regulator set, and I'm going to put that on top as well. Alright, so I've got my package here. I'm going to wiggle that off to the side a little bit. Okay, alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take my buckles, my shoulder straps, my releasable buckles, and I'm going to take those and cross them over. Like that. And then I'm going to take the other one, and I'm going to do the same thing with that one as well. And you could twist them, I don't think there's any problem with that. Okay, so I've got that, and then I'm going to leave this out here for a moment, and I'm going to take my buckle. This is a little bit of an irritation here. I'm going to take my buckle, since it's upside down, and I'm going to take that, and I'm going to try to clamp that in there. So I'm going to do this, twist this as well. All that's necessary because we're upside down. Okay, I'll make that tight, tuck that in somewhere, and then I'm going to take my package here, and as I did before, I'm going to orally inflate it. And this is trying to escape, and I can just tuck this in somewhere. Alright, so there I have one neat package, a rigid package ready for transportation to go from the dock to the boat. Okay, so the plate and wing version of the Jamaican method. This is Chris with Dive Zone Scuba. I hope this video was helpful, and thanks for watching. Please subscribe.